Welcome back to Off the Gridiron, your Apollo HOU Houston Texans podcast. My name is Noah Outlaw. I am your host, as always, and I'm here as always with Garrett Harrelson. What's up, brother?
What do you seem so fucking happy for, huh?
I'm not happy, but you gotta be on. You know.
Yeah,
this.
no, I
You
know that.
this.
I know that.
You're just salty.
I'm being a salty little bitch right now because of a lot of things. Bad day yesterday.
Yeah.
Bad day at the office.
Astros lose. Texans obviously
Lost all my bets.
lose. You lose all your prize picks. Yeah, that's no fun. UT lost on Saturday to Oklahoma, which is like
Ass.
awful.
Ass.
It ruins my whole week every time it happens.
Astros winning Saturday night kind of saved it a little
Yeah,
bit. But if
that
they
was
would have
nice.
lost, oof,
Oh, if they would have lost on Saturday, if the Astros lost on Saturday,
would
it
have
would
been
have
a
been really
bad
bad.
weekend.
Yeah, would have been terrible. But you know what makes a bad weekend good?
Drinking?
Yes. And that's why we are so happy that Zing Zang is a partner with us. And we are introducing Zing Zang's Blazing Bloody Mary Mix. The #1 Bloody Mary Mix in America is now on fire with the same bold and delicious taste as our original mix, only much hotter.
Award-winning.
And for the ultimate convenience, you can enjoy Blazing Bloody Mary Mix pre-mixed with premium vodka in ready-to-enjoy bottles, like Garrett has, and cans. Perfect for when you need a quick and easy spicy hot Bloody Mary. Experience the heat and flavor of a Zing Zang Blazing Bloody Mary today and take your Bloody Mary game to the next level. Zing Zang, America's favorite Bloody Mary with a blazing kick. Please Zing Zang responsibly. Zing Zang responsibly.
Please zang responsibly.
Zang it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going to zang, you better do it right.
Yeah, we were doing it. We were being responsible.
Yeah,
We were just
we're
fucking
being
hanging
responsible.
out, drinking some Bloody Mary mix or some pre-made Bloody Mary with the vodka and bacon-infused flavor. Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah. So the Houston Football Texans fell to the Falcons 21-19. It was an interesting game. There was some good, there was some bad, and there was some ugly.
You know, it sucks to lose off of like a walk-off field goal. It sucks.
Yeah, it's one of the worst ways.
It
to lose.
sucks even more when it's like, dude, we were just like a few plays away from winning, just like literally a few, or maybe like a few key players from being in the game, from winning the game.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I always have this like conversation with people. Some people like come up to me with a fucking, well, I'd rather get blown out than lose to a close game. And
No.
I'm like, why? Fucking, there's actually like a good amount of good things to talk about. The takeaway from this game. So fucking. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing about losing on a last-second field goal is just there's no way for the Texans you just can't do anything about it. They can't answer.
No.
And that sucks. It's a terrible feeling.
Yeah, and you know we're kind of talking about it off camera, but this coaching staff, you know, as they've done fucking fantastic last 2 weeks, but there are some situations and some games and some moments they still haven't seen yet, and this is a new one for them. You know, what if a equally young, scrappy team, like a feisty team, could match your physicality and effort, and it just goes back and forth, and it goes all the way down to the wire.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not the result that we wanted.
No.
But it is something new that they've seen,
Yeah,
and now
of
they
course.
can overcome it, especially like Stroud.
Yeah, CJ Stroud obviously been a phenom, making history, made history again.
Yeah,
this week.
we'll just this good, bad, and the ugly. Just jump in the good right now.
Yeah.
Go, Clint Eastwood.
Fucking
Desert.
yeah.
Just Western vibes. But CJ Stroud,
Yes.
record breaker.
Yeah. So he has the most pass attempts to start a quarterback's career without throwing an interception in NFL history, surpassing Dak Prescott, and still counting. He's
He's
about
at like
100.
180 something.
Yeah. So we'll see how long he can take this streak. Dak Prescott, obviously, it's funny. It's ironic because Dak was him, and now Dak throws 3 picks a game. But we won't have to get into that. But
tune in for fucking
Yeah,
play action.
Play Action
our
Takes.
other podcast, play action takes.
We'll be talking.
We'll
about
talk
that
about
for
Dak
sure.
on there, but
yeah. So CJ Stroud makes history again. Every week you just can't say enough about him.
I mean, he continues to just do new things and great things every week. This week, you know, obviously broke the record. Had a late touchdown drive. Almost was the difference maker in the game. You know, that whole last drive in the fourth quarter, throwing that touchdown to Dalton Schultz with like 1:45 left. Yeah, that's huge. It's huge from a rookie because like you kind of are like you haven't really done anything all game long like that could make the difference, but you can now.
Yeah, this
and
is
he
your
did
moment
that.
to do it. Ends the day 20 for 35, 249 yards, and a touchdown, 88.9 QBR. Solid day. Solid day. He didn't play like a rookie once again, even in a loss like this. And I just the Texans have their guy, and we say that every week.
Yeah.
But this just proved to me, and that like you just said, knowing what he has to do, take time off the clock, drive down the field, score a touchdown, knows what he had to do. He knew the assignment, and he did it.
Yeah, no mistakes, poised, never faltering, never wavering. Just keep. He's like, I got to get down the fucking field and score, and also give my defense some rest because they're gassed.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
Yep.
Did exactly that. And also one thing that we're starting to learn, the defenses are game planning for him.
Yeah.
They're like, shit, we need to figure out how to stop C.J. Stroud.
Yeah. Well, going into this week, Arthur Smith, was asked about C.J. Stroud, and you'll always get the they got a good quarterback over there, and it's like Kyle Trask. Like they're just being nice politically saying.
Yeah.
But Arthur Smith went out of his way to say no, like we're playing an elite quarterback this week.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud is an elite quarterback in this league.
He's playing like he's elite.
He is. He's a top 10 quarterback in the league, and they knew that. And they still, they game planned for sure, and their defense had answers. But still, C.J. Stroud ended up having a fine day. That's still a good day for a quarterback.
Would have been better with the win.
Would have been way better with the win.
Because, he did do the damn thing at the end.
Yes, he did.
But like I said, some circumstances prevented us from taking the result that we wanted. Coaching stuff. Yeah. And just injury stuff, and it sucks.
Yeah, injuries definitely played a role. Also, the run game just never really could get going. On that last drive, it kind of started going a little bit. But
I think because they're really expecting pass in that moment.
Yeah.
And, kind of opened up some things. Mm-hmm. But we talk about the good. And one good thing is offensive line. 0 sacks allowed again.
No sacks, yeah.
3 weeks in a row.
Yep.
That's actually so impressive. Like, I was just writing about it in the article.
Yeah.
They're proving to be like one of the better units.
Yeah.
In the NFL.
Yeah, we get Laramie Tunsil back at left tackle, he's the best tackle in the league when he's available, and Titus Howard was in at left guard, we talked about that last week. It was going to be interesting.
Yeah.
They didn't. They
did their damn job.
They didn't allow a sack. Those two actually didn't allow a pressure or a QB hit or anything. They just nothing.
That entire left side is fucking shored up, buddy.
Yep.
That is just it's a wall. Plus, obviously, Jared Patterson's still
playing
proving
well.
Proving that he belongs in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
George Fant doing his thing,
Shaq
not
Mason
allowing.
doing
Yeah,
his thing.
Shaq Mason being a great, off-season acquisition. Like they're doing their damn job, man. They're proving that they're one of the better units in the NFL.
Yeah, they are. Loved seeing that.
Defense was still physical.
Yeah,
effort was there.
The front seven was doing their thing. Shut down their run game.
Yeah,
shut down their
run game.
Which
that was the thing we were worried about the most.
Yeah, that's the thing. Bijan Robinson had 46 yards, I think, maybe 40.
Yeah.
Tyler Algier had something around the same way. Like they none of them had a big day, which was that was kind of the game plan going into it.
Right.
We said on the preview, shut down their run game so Desmond Ridder has to throw. And
let's just kind of transition to the bad.
And he did. Well, before we do that, I want to talk about, just give a shout out to Kaimi Fairbairn. Nails, one of the most underrated kickers in the league.
Just proving, like one of our longest tenure Texans.
I was going to say, just one of the guys we've had for a while, and he's been here through everything.
That kind of shows how good of a player he is, and how good of a teammate and locker room presence that he is.
Number 15.
For him to just survive all the bullshit.
Yep.
Because one thing about the Texans is like we haven't really stuck with like a kicker for years and years and years. It's always just been like Shane Graham,
Nick Folk,
fucking like all these different guys. Yeah. But no, Kaimi came in, has been our kicker. There's never been a question about it. So let's fucking
Yeah,
Kaimi.
Shouts.
This is the Kaimi Fairbairn episode, dude.
Yeah. Obviously he had fucking 4 field goals yesterday.
Yeah. And he was the reason why we were in it, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
He scored most 4 points. So there you go.
So shouts Kaimi. All right, let's transition to some things that we would maybe have liked to see a little better.
I'll start it off right now, and I just want to issue an apology.
Yes.
I will do this. I know you're not gonna You're not going to apologize.
feel the need.
But I will, because I was talking that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Desmond Ridder, I'm sorry. When I was talking shit about you and saying that this is going to be the Taylor Heineke agenda, or the game that starts the Taylor Heineke agenda, that was my University of Houston Cougar coming out of me, and
Yes.
thinking about all the times that you're smoking on that Cougar pack at Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I apologize. That was childish of me. We're grown men now. We both have careers. We're both smart, hardworking guys, and I shouldn't diss your game like that, man, because you came out and you proved that you're taking steps, you're taking strides in the NFL. So I'm sorry, bro. All right, fuck Taylor Heineke. You're the man.
So now, here's the deal. Now Heineke's getting fucking strays for no reason. They're all fine.
I don't know.
So don't say fuck Taylor Heineke.
I don't know.
They're all
I don't know,
fine.
dude.
It's probably his buddy.
I don't know who to point the finger at then.
So yes, sorry, Desmond.
He had a game.
He did. Desmond Ridder was 28 for 37 for 329 yards and a touchdown and a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, I mean he had command of the offense. His hard count was eating us alive.
Yeah.
He was fucking. I think that's what Cody Stutes tweeted. It is true. We kept jumping off sides, encroachments out of the ass.
Yeah,
he kind of had our number yesterday.
Yeah.
He really gave it to us.
He did. He's been getting a lot of hate in Atlanta, all around the country. NFL fans talking shit about Desmond Ridder, and he really showed out. He quieted some doubters yesterday, and I've never hated Desmond. I know y'all have a history with him because of Cincinnati. I've never had any. I was kind of rooting for him. I was like, you're an underdog. I like the underdog, especially quarterbacks coming in, later round guys becoming good.
You rooted for him?
I've been like, I wouldn't say I was like in his corner, but people would talk about Desmond Ridder, and I'd be like, maybe he can be good. That would be cool.
Yeah.
But he was good yesterday, man. Our defense successfully shut down the run, but Desmond Ridder was able to just throw it all over us.
We were talking that shit make him throw,
And he can't.
And then he did, and
he did.
He took advantage of the tide. He took advantage of our lack of depth on the defensive side of the ball today or yesterday. I mean, three corners being out. Yeah. It's never easy with that.
It's not good at all.
Drake London made some big catches.
Drake London looked good. Kyle
Pitts had his first big game of the year.
Jonnu Smith
had a big game. So they were doing the thing, man.
Yeah.
They looked good. They looked efficient against us.
They did look good. Can't really say enough about the Falcons. But also they looked good, but so did we. It's just the only thing the Texans couldn't do. The bad on the Texans side of the offense was getting into the red zone.
Yeah.
Just totally and not be able to get the run game going.
Yeah, and I think that really like I said earlier, unproven coaching staff. They're still in some situations where they're like, I don't know yet. Super Chef Bobby Slay, didn't have the best game. The last 2 weeks before this were fucking amazing.
Yeah.
This, he had a little bit more lulls, but you still called it an okay game. I'm not gonna say it was all on him.
He called a good game. I do. I just think only thing is he was kind of not. My only thing was he was trying to get the run game going and just wouldn't accept the fact that I don't think we're going to be able to run.
Yeah.
Just kind of anytime CJ would get momentum thrown through the air, driving down the field.
Yeah.
He would, have 2 plays in a row, just running Damian Pierce between the tackles, and it just wasn't working.
There was just one point in the game after that second fumble that we forced, and we recovered. Offense got on the field. We were we're up already. I think we're up by 5. We said, all right, man, fucking score, make a 2-score game, whatever. Run. Those could get a combined 4 yards, 3rd and 6, incomplete pass, a quick 3 and out. And it was like, damn, that you did not capitalize on the turnover that defense provided for you. That fucking sucks. But just some lulls, some growing pains still because it's a young coaching staff. I will say though, let's shift it back to the good just real quick. Dalton Schultz looked good.
Yeah, we've
been getting the tight ends involved. I love it.
The tight ends got involved a lot today. Or yesterday. Dalton Schultz had 7 receptions for 70-something yards.
60-something.
69 and a touchdown, obviously, on that last touchdown. The only passing touchdown of the game. Tegan Catoriano, really, I don't know if he's second-string tight end, third-string tight end, but he was out there doing his thing, caught a pass for about 22 yards in a pretty crucial moment. That was nice. The tight ends got involved almost kind of – they had to because of Tank Dell going down with a concussion. And Robert Woods at halftime was banged up. He came back later in the game.
Because we were saying CJ Stroud is probably the best secondary that he has to face up until this point. Yeah. And it was. They fucking brought it, dude.
Yeah, they did.
AJ Terrell, I mean, he shadowed Nico Collins for most of the day, kind of shut down Nico Collins. You know, they were doing their thing, man.
Yeah,
they were playing their ass off.
They did well. They played physical football like we knew they would. I mean, these defenses were hitting yesterday. They were laying some hits.
It was a physical game.
Yeah. It was a defensive game. You know, I guess there was I don't know. This is another thing that weirds me out. I don't understand why this was the case. Devin Singletary didn't get a single rush attempt.
Yeah.
And last week with the success against the Steelers, when we got the run game going, probably the most it's been going this season so far, Pierce has 80 yards. Singletary has 25. Singletary had 7 carries for 25 yards. That's nothing special, like jumping off the page, but it takes away the need for Pierce to just be in there every single play. And Singletary just didn't get any carries this game. It makes no sense. He got 1 receiving target that he dropped. I don't know if something was just maybe Singletary was banged up and he couldn't go.
Yeah,
but
I'm not sure, man.
It just doesn't make any sense to me when you had the most successful run game day of the year against the Steelers, and then where Singletary's involved, and then just the next week just not involved at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just keep saying it. I'm going to beat this fucking dead horse right in front of me, dude. It's a dead horse. I'm going to beat it into mulch. Yeah, and earth will absorb it, and a tree will grow, and it'll be a beautiful horse tree.
Yeah.
Young coaching staff. Sometimes those things, I guess, kind of get away from you when you're like a first-time OC, first-time head coach.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, fuck, maybe I should have given Devin more carries. Or like maybe at the time being, my hands were I felt kind of my hands were tied behind my back and I had to just like keep feeding Damien or something. Like, I don't know. It's just, it is a weird decision. You're right.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. And also it's just, the running game wasn't getting going anyway, and it seemed that if you just let Stroud throw it a little more, I mean, he threw 35 times, which is a good amount. Obviously, it's a good amount of passing, but fuck it, let him throw 42, 43 times. This game might have been different. I didn't like the move of just giving it.
Yeah.
Also, it was just a lot of Pearson between the tackles.
Yeah, well, there's a thing, like, maybe he's doing the same run play a lot with the same running back.
Yeah.
They'll kind of catch on and they'll learn how to stop it.
Yeah.
You mix in Devin in there and what he can do best, and like you utilize him to the best of his ability, like what you can do. Maybe you can get a run game going. I don't know. Like him having 0 carries does hurt us. It does.
Yeah, absolutely.
It does hurt the offense, but it not in a way where it's like, wow, we probably would have won if it was Devin.
No. Also, I mean, Shaq Griffin not playing, I think, really hurt this defense a little bit. Because obviously with the Stingley injury, that sucks. But Shaq came in last week and was just damn good. Showed up, played well. Don't have him. Don't have Christian Harris either. So Henry Toa had a great game. Perryman was doing his thing. Petrie had a day. But there was just some injuries on the defensive side of the ball. Tavierre Thomas was practicing, couldn't go. He would have made a difference. There's just
some things that went against us, and some things that went against the Falcons. And like I said, it was a coin flip at the end.
Yeah, it was a coin flip.
It was a walk-off.
The team needs to be healthy. We say this every week, and the offensive line's finally healthy, but then secondary gets banged up.
I guess this will we're shifting it into the ugly now, which is still injuries, still bullshit injuries.
Yeah,
goddamn injuries.
Take leaving the game sucks.
That fucking sucks.
We'll hope that he can get better. It's a concussion, so we don't want to play with that. Make sure he's good. But yeah,
he had 3 big catches for 57 yards up until then.
Yeah.
I mean, on pace to finish the game with over 100 yards. That would have been a huge difference maker.
Yeah.
He was really like opening up the defense.
He was.
Being out there. So him and also Robert Woods being out for most of the game.
Yeah.
It's like, your best guy out there is Nico Collins. And then other than that, like lining up is John Mechie, who didn't play football last year for obvious reasons.
He had 2 receptions for 20 yards.
Yeah, no, he had some big catches. And Xavier Hutchinson was lining up a bunch, which I like Hutchinson. I like his ceiling. He's just not there yet.
He didn't even get a single target.
Yeah, so it kind of forced us in a situation where, being down 2 receivers, 2 guys that CJ loves to throw to, tough. So it's not surprising to me that they were able to kind of make a stall out a few times.
And I mean, I think, and like we'll wrap it up. I don't have much more to say about this damn game, to be honest. But I mean, this loss is something that CJ Stroud in his press conference after the game talked about how he's been done dirty twice in that building because that's where he played in that Georgia game.
I did not think about that.
Yeah. So and he was not happy about that. It's gonna be a little chip. Games like this are a little chip.
Yeah. And
CJ's a guy who he does not fucking like losing. Neither does D'Amico. Obviously, none of them do. But some motivation. Don't let that happen again. Let's get out. That should have been a game they should have won. Now it's a loss on the record, which looks tough. 2-3 is not bad. It's better than what we probably thought we were gonna be. Yeah. But you still the 3-2 looks a whole lot better.
Yeah, and fucking like they were all disappointed. I can tell I was disappointed because just a few things away from winning that game.
Yeah.
Just a few things away from winning that game.
Yeah,
it sucks. Mm-hmm. Next week, New Orleans Saints come to town.
Yeah, should be an interesting game.
It'll surely be a sellout.
It'll
surely because also the Saints
have a big fan base here.
Yeah, big fan base here in Houston.
Yeah,
it'll be a sellout. And hopefully, we can. I think they're 1.5 point favorites. The Saints.
Yeah, the Saints are a 1.5 point favorite opening up.
It's a winnable game.
It is winnable. It's going to be interesting. It being in Houston is helpful. Also, that game on the road is just tough.
Yeah,
Atlanta's a tough crowd.
That fucking stadium was jumping.
It
was fucking jumping.
It got loud in there.
It did. They were fucking. It was electric in there. So, winnable game coming up, but. I'd like to see us get a little bit healthier, and also hey man, fucking let's use our mistakes and fucking fix them, because you fix those mistakes, you're winning that game.
Yeah,
you're winning a lot of games.
CJ Stroud's big thing, he doesn't make the same mistake twice. So he's gonna go forward, gonna get a good week of practice in, and I'm looking forward to see how they answer against the Saints. I mean, the Saints are a 1.5 point favorite, so hopefully it's a winnable game, but we'll see. Said the same thing about the Falcons.
Yeah, we'll cover it in the preview coming up. Yeah. I'm a little bit more nervous than I was. I was really confident going to the Falcons game. Now I'm back to being timid and a meek Texans fan, so I'm okay, sorry.
Yeah, right.
But we'll fucking get into it, dude.
Yeah. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. Maybe I don't know how long this episode was, but I just don't want to talk about this game much anymore.
No, yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, moving on to next week. Onward.
Let's go. Hopefully the Texans can get a win next week. CJ Stroud is the man. Made history. But all right. Anything else?
No.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Lets us know you like what we're doing. Go Texans.
Go Texans.
Hell yeah. Follow us on
Texans.
Twitter at Apollo HEU and Apollo Texans to keep up with everything Texans related and Houston sports related. And yeah.
Comment what do you think about this game.
Yeah, comment down below. Tell us your thoughts on the game. And other than that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.
Watch Texans. Watch football.